Are you building an email list, but nobody's opening your emails? Well, it might be because you are going to the spam folder. Now, if you're building an email list and you're sending out emails and people are not engaging with those emails, there could be a reason, and I'm going to share with you in this video exactly how you can get more people engaged on your email list and how you can get greater results. So stick around. All right, well, welcome into this video, and if this is the first time you are visiting a video on my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that like button, and because I don't want you to miss any videos that I put out. Now, not too long ago in my paid membership community, I did a training all about email marketing. Now, the basis of online marketing is building a solid email list, okay? Now, here's the thing. There are a couple tips and tricks that you need to know when building an email list to keep your keep engagement as high as possible, to maximize that engagement, and also to make sure that not only you're engaging with your subscribers, but also to make sure that you're keeping the email service providers happy. And that means making sure you don't go to the spam folder and end up being super spammy, because that's not what we want. That's not what the email service providers want, and that's not what your subscribers want. So in this training, I did it several weeks back for my paid membership community. I'm going to give you a section of that training that is going to give you some killer tips on how you can get better engagement with your email list. Email is typically a one-way communication, okay? It's typically seen that way, okay? And so glad of their spell check. All right, so it's typically a one-way communication, okay? And what that means is basically you send out an email, people get it in their email box, and that's about it, okay? And what happens is people just see your email, they either like what they do, they click, they do whatever. And that's typically how people see it. However, what I want to encourage you to do, okay, is rather than being a one-way communication, treat your email list like a social network, okay? And let me explain that here. The goal is, and there's really a couple of reasons why you want to do this, okay? When you send emails, okay, and I'm going to give you, we're going to do an example email of how I would write an email for like a piece of content, or even I'm going to show you an example of something I just did about 3 or 4 hours ago and all the responses that I've gotten back so far. Okay. But one of the things that email providers look for, okay, now, if you haven't noticed, people get a lot of email nowadays. Okay. They get a lot of email, and the battle or the war with providers like Gmail, which is the largest email provider. Okay. Gmail, people love it. I love it. I use Gmail for business. I use it for everything because it's really one of the best emails out there. Okay. But what happens is there's a constant war with spammers. Okay. A constant battle. So Google is relentless in how they look at spam. Okay. So there are several factors that they look at when emails are being sent out. It's not just enough to like send the email and go, oh, yep, it's just going to show up in their inbox. No, that's not always the case. What happens is over time. So if you're sending email to an email list that you built, doesn't matter if it's 5 or 50 or 500 or 5,000 or 50,000. Okay. As you send emails, specifically Gmail is the one that I focus on because that's the biggest. But here's the thing. Over time, if Gmail has these algorithms, okay, that notice, like if somebody is not opening your emails, Okay. If you continue to send to their emails and they don't open them, what happens is Google's algorithm, the Gmail algorithm, will start to move that to the spam folder or move it to some other folder, typically the spam folder, because they're seeing that they're not engaging with your emails. So here's what happens. If over time people are disengaged from your emails, in other words, they don't open, they don't click, especially open, Google or Gmail realizes that and starts sending them to the spam. Now, here's what happens. If you continue to email them and it goes to the spam because they're not opening it, guess what happens? Gmail will hurt what we call deliverability. Okay. So what our goal is, number one, is we only want to email people who have engaged in the last 90 days. Okay. I only email on a regular basis the people that have engaged with my emails in the last 90 days. And that is a good time frame. So we're talking 3 months. So what happens is there's different ways, especially in Aweber, where you can go in and you can search and you can see all those people for the last 90 days who have engaged with your emails, who've opened them. Okay. And then you can also see those who have not. And so your goal is to only be emailing those who in the last 90 days. Now, here's what happens when you do that. As you do that over time, okay, as you do that over time, Gmail will see that you're getting maximum engagement, that you are getting maximum engagement, and it will improve your deliverability. So in other words, out of the people that have engaged in 90 days, Gmail will see that and they will make sure that more of the emails go into the inbox. Now, if you're familiar with Gmail, you've got 4 tabs. You have the inbox tab or the primary tab. You have a social tab. You have an updates tab and a forums tab. Okay. And what happens is, now some of you may use it, some of you may not. I don't typically use them. I think I might have, I forget, maybe one or two. I don't think I have any actually, because I do most of my stuff by folders. But over time, with that engagement, your deliverability goes up. Okay, so Gmail loves that. Okay, they love that. They love to see that people are actually engaging with the emails. Okay, now I know this happens, okay, because I know how this works, because there are people that I have legitimately subscribed to, okay, because I wanted their updates. And what's happened is, over time, maybe their emails got buried. Maybe I just wasn't interested in what they were talking about at that moment. So what happened was I stopped opening them, and then I realized, whatever happened, I don't even get their emails anymore. And I've gone to the spam folder, and sure enough, that's where they are. So once I mark it as not spam, it'll start showing up in my inbox again. Okay. So there's a couple things that I like to do. So I sort my list by people who have engaged in the last 90 days, and I email them on a regular basis. Now, here's what happens. Every once in a while, I will send to my engaged list of 90, the last 90 days. And as of right now, the size of my list is about 35,000. Okay. I'm just giving you, the size of my list. And I've deleted people over time, people that just don't engage. I've generated it's probably pushing close to 200,000 leads now. But what happens is, over time, I delete off my list. If people aren't opening, eventually I delete them. Okay. I've, pulled off 10,000 people before because they just don't open my emails. So why keep them? I'm not going to pay for them. I delete them out, get rid of them. So I have a list of about 35,000 people. Some of those are actually unsubscribed. Okay. And so what happens is I've got about 9,500 people that are engaged within the last 90 days. So those are the ones I email on a regular basis. Now, a couple weeks back, or maybe about a week or two ago, I sent out an email with no link and I was asking people information. And all I wanted to do is it was about video marketing and what is it that you struggle with when it comes to video marketing. And I wanted people to reply back to me. Out of that 9,500, I had a whole bunch of opens, but I only had about 100 or 150 people reply back to me. Matter of fact, it's very hard to reply back to that many people. So, but I got some really good intel from people that took the moment to reply back to me. And so here's why that's a big deal. Every once in a while, you send an email that's meant to get some of your people replying back to you, because here's what Gmail wants to see. They want to see a two-way conversation. You understand? If they see that you're sending email and people are replying back, do you know what that does? It helps not only engagement, but it also helps Gmail to see, you know what? People are engaging with his emails. So that means these are legit emails going out. So then Gmail goes, cool, we're going to put more of these in the inbox and endeavor to make sure people interact with them. Does that make sense to you guys so far? Give me a yes in the chat. Does it make sense? All right, awesome. Okay, good deal. Excellent. Okay, so now that we got that two-way communication going. That's why I say treat your email list like a social network. Now, here's the same thing I do. I do this same thing with people who have unengaged. So although I'm emailing on a regular basis, my last 90, I also go back to the people who are not engaging, and probably once a month, maybe, I go back and I send a single email out with no link to the people who have not engaged over the last 90 days. Now, here's what I'm going to show you something. I just did this today. Okay. Now look at this. These are my stats. I'm going to blow this up a little bit for you. I sent out an email today at 5:43. So about, I don't know, a little over 3 hours ago. Okay. I sent this out to 9,800 people who have not engaged in the last 90 days. Now here's what happened. Okay. Here's the email that I sent to them. My subject line was very simple. Are you okay? That's all I did. And I sent this email, and here's the email that I sent. I'm just sending you a quick email to ask if this is still a good email for communicating with you. I ask because it seems you're not opening my emails anymore. I don't want to bug you, so periodically I check with subscribers like yourself to make sure you are still interested in lead generation training as well as tips and tricks for building your business online. If you don't want to get my emails anymore, that's okay. Just unsubscribe at the bottom of this email. If you do want to keep getting emails, just give me a quick reply to let me know you're good. Hope all is well. Simple email, no links, no nothing, just attempting to get people to re-engage. So I sent that to them, and look at this. I had 201 people open up, uniques. So let's look at that. So we had 221 people. Okay. And here it says 201 because it hasn't updated here yet. But here's the cool thing. I also got 21 people to opt out. Awesome. That's what I want. All right. I did get one spam complaint, probably because somebody hasn't seen my emails in a long time. But that's okay. But this email has re-engaged 220 some odd people. So now that they've opened the email, but also check this out. I asked this question, reply back, and here's what I want to show you. Check this out. This is my account. Look at this. Just since 6 o'clock tonight, a little over 3 hours ago, look at this. I got all these replies back. People saying, oh yeah, I'm just, keep me on your list. I want to keep getting your emails. I've just had, been busy, things like that. So here's what I've done. Not only have I re-engaged these people, okay, and I'm probably going to be getting these emails for the next couple days, as people go in and reply. But look what I'm doing. I've re-engaged a good portion just literally by opening my email. That is a signal to those people, and it's a signal to the email service provider that this person has re-engaged just simply by opening. Now, my goal also is to prompt them to reply, and that's what I got here. Okay, I got people replying, and that's what I wanted, because now people are, Gmail sees that. Plus, I've got people opening it. Now these people are re-engaged. Now what I can do is I can start sending emails, and more than likely, if it was in their spam folder, I am now out of it.